Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Vechain. We've talked about Vechain a lot in the past because this is a coin that has massive potential. It has a very good future in front of it, and because of that, we're going to take a look at some of the new partnerships that may have just came to Vechain and some that have actually came for sure. We also have a few little speculations in the most recent coming days. Obviously, with this 18-cent Vechain, you're looking at a very good price point to jump in. We obviously saw it go down all the way close to 13 cents, which is nuts. If you were able to get in at that 13-cent mark on Vechain, you're going to be very, very happy with yourself, as it already bounced back to 18 to 19 cent range. If we go back to the last week alone, we still see that Vechain overall has increased, which is monumental. You see that 3% increase from that 16.59 cents. This is crazy. It's been through what? We've been through 3 market crashes, and Vechain is still above its previous week. So that's insane. We see the market cap right now at $11.7 billion. It was at close to 15 to 16 billion in our previous video. We see that the volume in the last 24 hours is at 5.6 billion, and the circulating supply is at 64.3 billion VET. So Vechain is doing very, very well still. The amount of bounce back we saw so quick, and obviously this 105% increase in the last month alone is showing that Vechain rose so quickly that this is really going to be no problem for Vechain to bounce back. Vechain is one of the safest picks right now, in my opinion. It's just done so well historically, and I think we will continue to see it do this well. So I do want to start out with a few articles. So let's start out with our first thing here. So Vechain vet to bring the power of distributed ledger technology to PwC in a new partnership. So if you guys didn't know about this partnership, April 13th they actually talked about this one first, and it's a big partnership. Obviously, any partnership's good, and Vechain was able to grab PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and this is a great clients of multinational professional services network of firms can take advantage of Vechain's services following an initiation of an exclusive partnership between the two companies. Apart from distributed ledger technology, Vechain will also bring in distributed governance and Internet of Things technology to PwC. The technologies are to be incorporated into PwC services, which will include forensics, auditing, tax, consulting, and many others. So Vechain pushes the integration of DLT in the global economy. So this is obviously a big deal as we continue to see Vechain get more and more well-known and more partnerships. We jump into our next thing. We see CBD brand Live Canna announces launch on Vechain platform. Now CBD buyers can check authenticity of their Live Canna products through its partnership Vechain tech provider Real Items. So this is actually a big deal as well. We continue to see more real-world uses for Vechain. Obviously, there's a lot of coins out there with a lot of use cases and utility. Vechain actually has these use cases and utility already built into their platform. It's already being made. It's already being done. And because of that, we continue to see Vechain do very, very well with these recoveries and understanding that, this is here to stay. Vechain is a coin that will continue to be here, will continue to do well. And CBD brand Live Canna announcing that launch on Vechain platform is going to definitely benefit Vechain holders. Next, we have, DHL. We've talked about this quite a bit, so we won't go into too much detail here. We have a very good opportunity for Vechain to actually jump in with DHL. So we see June 16th through 17th, 2021, 24 hours live from Chicago, Singapore, and Bonn. I will say that we have offices in the United States and in Singapore, and Vechain has, offices, like I said, in the United States. Has offices in the United States and in Singapore. So we have a good chance and a good opportunity to see maybe Vechain pop up here. And they do call a new era of logistics, which, really ties in with crypto. And we see we're living in an age of customer centricity, supply chain excellence, megatrends like globalization, digitalization, and e-commerce and sustainability. A time that offers infinite possibilities to create opportunities that inspire and improve the way we work and live. So I'm thinking crypto is definitely a possibility here. I won't say it'll for sure be Vechain, but I think Vechain, like I said, has offices in US and Singapore. And because of that, I could see this definitely being a possibility as it correlates perfectly with a new era of logistics as well. As we jump into our next one, we have Jason Rockwood. He said, spot on, Peter. Consider that supply chain is about goods and the movement of goods. Crypto, VeTho, is about payment and financing of those goods. And NFT is about the engagement between brands, buyers, and goods, virtual and real. Only Vechain does all three. So it continues to make Vechain sound so good. Obviously, that the idea is it really has so many utility use cases behind it. And I think we will continue to see all these utility ideas and just like I said, use cases that really make VeChain continue to be a dominant crypto. So if we go to our next tweet, we see buying the dip at 0.051 is a thing now. That was at 5 cents, obviously, and this was February 13th. So think about how far we've come if that was buying the dip back February 13th. That's crazy how far we've come so fast. And we're continuing to see like I said, VeChain's doing very well in these price charts. We continue to see VeChain do well. And we also see that they've been donating a lot. If you go to the Vechain Foundation, you can see a bunch of different Vechain donations as well as updates on their mobile wallet. So they're still working very hard, obviously, trying to make things happen. And they're doing a great job if you want to check them out, Vechain Foundation. And you guys can always follow me on Twitter as well. I try to tweet as much as possible to give you guys the most recent and up-to-date information. I'll try to retweet anything related to Vechain, obviously, and other cryptos as well. That will give you guys, a heads up of what's happening and when it's happening. So we see Vechain price still at that 18-cent range, an 18.9% decrease in the last 24 hours, which nobody really likes to see unless you have more money to spend and buy up. Personally, I have already bought all of mine up for this dip, so hopefully we don't see another dip because by then, obviously I'll have more funds, but I'm looking forward to this going up. I think, a lot of us have already bought with all of our extra funds in these previous dips. This is now the time we want to see it incline or increase at a good rate. So Vechain, I have no worries about Vechain. I think Vechain is going to be a great coin in the future. I think we will continue to see increases. Obviously, we saw it go all the way up to about 28 cents, which is massive, and now we have it at that 18-cent mark, so it still is a great entry point. But let's do our price predictions for April, May, and 2021. On Vechain, I think that we will continue to see increases, obviously, through the rest of 2021. We may see a little bit more, stabilization and dips before we see these increases because obviously the market's very volatile right now, and we see a lot happening. So I do think Vechain will make its way closer and closer to about a 24-25 cent mark by the end of April. I think about 25 cents will be about our stable spot. Unfortunately, I don't see an all-time high for us by the end of April because obviously we've had a lot of problems since this 28-cent reach. I do think in May we will see an all-time high. I think by then, the market will stabilize quite a bit, and I think that we'll see right around a 35 to 45 cent mark. I think 35 cents is definitely a reasonable spot. Do remember, guys, I like to stay conservative, realistic, and reasonable when I do price predictions. I want you guys, to really be able to trust where I think my price predictions will be, and then because of that, 35 to 40 cents is probably where I'm going to suggest it's going to make its way to. 40 cents being that all-time high, and like I said, 35 cents being a good stable spot. Do remember, guys, I am not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing in anything, specifically crypto. Jumping into 2021, by the end of the year of 2021 and jumping into 2022, I think we will be right around that. I've talked about this before, and it's been pretty all over the place. We've had it from $3 to $5 is my current prediction. I think $5 would be a great spot to be, but I think $3 is more, it's the most realistic. We can easily reach $3 in my opinion, but $5 would be amazing. So right between $3 and $5 is my prediction for the end of 2021 with Vechain. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, turn notifications on and like the video. It really does show support for me and show support for Vechain as well, as I will continue to make daily updates on Vechain. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys all in the next one.